I just got this new wheel set, but the only problem is, it has a quick release. My bike has a thru axle, and they're not compatible. I've tried. But I got a new hub and I'm gonna put it on the wheel. But hitting against the wheel isn't gonna work, so I'm gonna show you how to do it. Loosen all the spoke nipples on one side with a spoke wrench, and then you're gonna do the other side. Okay, so I've done one side now, and then I'm gonna do the other side, and then I'll be done for now. Have all the spokes loose, you're gonna start one by one taking the spokes off, but you're gonna make sure to take one side of spokes and put them in a pile because they might be a different length than the other side. Just a few more to go. Okay, I just got the old hub off, and now it's time to put the new one on. Okay, now that you have everything here that you need, we're gonna get started by putting the new hub in. So you're gonna separate your spokes into groups of 8 for each side. A tip is to mark your valve hole so you can kind of figure out where the rest of the spokes go. So you're gonna take your first spoke, and we're gonna start on the drive side, and you're gonna go about a 1/4 inch away from the first logo. So you're gonna have, and then you're also gonna have the flange of the spoke right here. You're gonna have it facing out towards you. Okay, and then this spoke is gonna go 2 nipple holes away from the valve hole. Only tighten the nipple about halfway through the threads of the spoke. Now that you have your first spoke in, you're gonna put a spoke on every other hole in the hub with the flange of the spoke facing towards you. Okay, now that you have all the spokes in, you're gonna put each spoke 4 nipple holes away from each other. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna put this spoke right here. Okay, now that you're all done with putting in the spokes, you're gonna wanna make sure that you did everything correctly and check for any errors. So you're gonna have to make sure that there's 3 holes in between each set of spokes and that each end of each spoke is facing towards you. If everything looks good, you're gonna flip over the wheel and do the other side. Okay, now that you have your wheel flipped over, you're gonna make sure that the spoke hole is the valve hole is at the top of the wheel. And then you're gonna make sure that this first spoke that you put in is gonna be 2 spokes away on the left of the valve hole. If you look at from the top, you're gonna see that each spoke hole on each flange is offset a bit. Okay, so you're gonna put the spoke in the spoke hole on your side that's closest to this spoke on the right. Does that make sense? Okay, so now that you have the rest of your spokes, you're gonna put them like we did on the last time in every other spoke hole. So make sure that flange on the end of your spoke is facing towards you for each of them, and just do that for the rest in every other spoke hole. Okay, now that you have all the spokes in, you're gonna put them in one away from each of these spokes. Okay, now you're halfway done with your wheel, and so let's get started on the rest of it. So, every single open hole that you have here, you're gonna fill with a spoke. So you can grab any of these spokes, and then you're gonna have it cross over 3 times to this spot. So this is gonna be one cross, this one is gonna count as another cross, and then for the last third cross, it's gonna go underneath. And then you're gonna put it into this spoke hole. Grab a spoke nipple, and there we go. And you're gonna do that with the rest of these. So that's one cross, that's another cross, underneath the last one. Right into that spoke hole. Okay, now that you're all done with this side, we're going to do the same on the other side. But we have to start by putting spokes in through this way. Okay, so you're going to fill in every single open spot with a spoke. And so... Okay, now that you have all the spokes in, you're just going to do the same thing that we did on the other side, but on this side. When I was lacing the other side of the wheel, I realized I made a mistake. You're supposed to skip one space here. So you go over, that's a cross, and you go under the last cross, but you're supposed to skip one hole. So you go to this hole. Finally, for the last side, you're going to take your spoke. It's going to go through the empty hole. There we go. And the flange on the spoke is going to be facing away from you. And same thing with that 3-cross rule. So that's the first cross right there. Second cross goes underneath. And the last cross. And then right there. There's my spoke. Oh, look at that. It fell in. Give me a second. After a lot of hard work, I finally got it out of the wheel, but let's keep going. Let's hope I don't do it again. Come on. There we go. And okay. That is the last one. And now I just have to go through and tighten all these, and then I'll true it.